First of all, I would like to express my sincere thank you for the invitation to be a keynote speaker at this conference. I greatly appreciate the organizations behind this conference. Quality education and enabling it for all the children of the world is especially close to my heart. It is therefore a great pleasure and honor to speak to you today, as well as to hear other presentations. My name is Rautavirta. I am a special ed teacher from Finland. I work in a public elementary school. My students are 7 to 12 years old. In the fall semester 2021, I was in the United States on a Fulbright Distinguished Award in Teaching Scholarship. For the beginning of this presentation, I would like to quote the esteemed Nelson Mandela. He sums up why all of us have gathered today to elaborate on this topic. Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. Under the goal 4, I have chosen the section 4.5. As a special education teacher, it addressed me especially. The goal is that by 2030, eliminate gender disparities in education and ensure equal access to all levels of education and vocational training for the vulnerable, including persons with disabilities, indigenous people, and children in vulnerable situations. In the first part of my presentation, I will briefly address how equal access is defined. In the second part, I raise a few aspects of the Finnish education system that I find important when it comes to quality education. When talking about equal access to education, it is helpful to focus for a moment on thinking about concepts. If we give everyone the same, we are only at the very beginning. This would be fair if everyone started from the same point. In real life, the differences are huge. We have children, for example, who have learning difficulties or a very stressful life situation. Children and their life situations are just as heterogeneous as ours as adults. The real equality is that we offer everyone access to the same opportunities. Some need more support to reach the same opportunities as others. The education system must be ideologically prepared to invest more in those who need more support. We must first ensure equity before we can enjoy equality. The school prepares children to be active members of society. We don't have a separate society for those with a disability. So we shouldn't have a separate education system for those with a disability. Ideally, we could support each individual in the peer group. It would be important for the development of an equal society that we learn to appreciate diversity already at school and to face all our peers as full members of society. In the education system, we must strive for inclusion. The same school should have children of all social classes, races, religions, genders, and minorities. There should be those in the school who have learning difficulties and those who have a strong starting point for learning. Sometimes for an individual student, Integration and partial inclusion are the best solutions. Most importantly, the education system guarantees strong support for those with weaker starting points. In the next part of this presentation, I will highlight a few aspects of the Finnish education system. PISA results, the Finnish school system has been found to be a very high quality. I see the greatest value of the Finnish education system as its inclusion. In Finland, the entire age group, every child living in Finland participates in these PISA tests. All children in the same area attend the same basic school. The children of the president, the prime minister, an immigrant, a criminal, a doctor, or an unemployed person attend the same school. Important points behind quality are also teachers' very high education level, inclusive teaching, healthy school lunch, breaks outside, and appreciating the childhood. Finland became independent in 1917 and was a poor agricultural country. In 1921, the law made education compulsory for all children between the ages of 7 and 13. The implementation of the law was a heavy burden on poor municipalities. It was not until the 1930s that every village has a primary school. The students didn't come just for learning. School meals increased the number of students. In 1943, a law was passed requiring school children to be provided with a free meal on all school days. Initially, the meal was porridge or soup. The equipment in the primary schools was very modest at first. Even the desks at the basic schools were often made by the villagers themselves. The basic school system, which started from the northern part of Finland in 1972 and arrived to the southern part of Finland and the capital city Helsinki 6 years later, radically changed the Finnish school system. The basic school reform made it possible for 9 years of joint education for all, including the poor and those living in remote areas. Schools were municipalized and all children attended the same 9-year schools. In the early days, the basic school aroused great opposition, and as it came towards the south, the resistance intensified. Resistance declined in the 1980s. This picture shows the structure of the Finnish education system. It is noteworthy that the preschool starts at the age of 6 and the elementary school at the age of 7. A child's right to education is seen as a very strong value and fundamental right. Compulsory education is defined by law until the age of 18. The guardian is obligated to take care of the child's education under the threat of a fine. Free education for all under 18 living in the country, including refugees. Education is free of any charges. The central objective is to provide all children with equal opportunities. School meals are an important part of the day. Initially, porridge or soup was offered at the school. Students had to bring their own bread and milk from home. Today, the school offers a healthy full meal. Vegetarian food, as well as all special diets, are also available. School food is an important part of an equal education system. It guarantees all children one warm and healthy meal a day. Nutrition is one part of the basics for learning. When your blood sugar stays steady during the school day, learning is much more effective. School meals are also a learning event. The teacher sits by the same table with the students and eats the same food. The teacher directs the discussion, advises on the use of the fork and knife, and guides good manners. Education in Finland is publicly funded. Very important thing is that all teachers are required to have a master's degree. That goes also for the elementary teachers. Teachers' autonomy is high at all levels. Quality assurance is based on steering instead of controlling. There are no school inspectors at all. Schools are guided by objectives laid down in legislations as well as the national core curricula and qualification requirements. The system relies on the proficiency of teachers and other personnel. School days are quite short and there will be only few homework. We focus on quality and not quantity. Homework is about 30 minutes a day or less for elementary students. Kids come to school by themselves, by bike, walking. Kids call teachers by first name. For example, they call me Mari. There are no school uniforms and also teachers can wear what they want. It can be, for example, jogging pants or jeans or dresses. In many ways, the school atmosphere is quite informal. There are several breaks that students spend outdoors during the day. This ensures clear teaching sessions that really focus on what you are studying. It is important for all students, but especially for special needs students, that the moment of learning begins and ends clearly. Students are not able to concentrate effectively for a very long time at a time. During the breaks, students get fresh air, time to play, and refresh themselves. Now I have covered all the topics in this short presentation. Thank you for your time and interest. I hope this presentation gave some thoughts on quality education. Please don't hesitate to contact me. My email address is mari.rautavirta@gmail.com. I am especially interested in discussing special education, elementary education, teaching development, and teaching technology. Take care and stay safe.